Hello friends, I am Nisha Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of English. The topic under discussion today is Nazim Ezekiel's poem Night of the Scorpion. We will discuss a critical appreciation of the poem. Nassim Ezekiel was born in Bombay in 1924 as part of Bombay's Jewish community. He attended Wilson College in Mumbai and received a BA in literature. After graduating, he taught English literature and continues his studies at Birkbeck College, London, where he studied philosophy. He was married and published his first collection of poetry in 1952, The Bad Day. Another book, The Dead Man, was published in 1960. His career also included working in the publication industry as a critic at the Names of India and editor of Poetry India. He also held a number of professional positions at the University of Leeds and the University of Pondicherry. He would receive the Padma Shri Award by the President of India in 1988. He died in January of 2004 at 79 years age. Night of the Scorpion is a poem by Nassim Ezekiel included in the IQA anthology. It starts in a house at a night where it is raining and a scorpion, in order to take some shelter, comes to the house. This poem is about how the scorpion stung the poet's mother and the mother's love for her children. I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. 10 hours of steady rain had driven him to crawl beneath a sack of rice. Now, opening of the poem. It is reflective. The poem opens in a way that suggests reflection. The speaker remembers and is so older now. The night his mother was stung by a scorpion, which bit the mother because of its predatory impulse, while hiding beneath a bag of rice to escape from the rain. The speaker specifically remembers this night due to this event, namely the mother getting bitten. The way in which the mother is bitten is also shown in Flesh of Diabolic Tale. The speaker manages to suggest that the scorpion is demonic with its diabolic tail and emphasizes its speed with the word flesh. The scorpion then flees the scene and thus risks the rain again. The poem is the display of a very touching scene in which the poet witnesses his own home many years ago when he was a child. Superstitious nature of villagers. Years ago, when the poet was a child, he witnessed the brutality of his loving neighbors who didn't allow his father take his wife, the poet's mother, to a hospital after she was stung by a scorpion. His village was ruled by superstitions, and there was hardly anyone who was not superstitious. If you are stung by a scorpion or bitten by a snake in this village, call the priesting, perform a series of prayers and rituals. God will cure you. If you suffer, it is good because this way you can burn your sins away and enter eternal life. If you die, don't worry, it was how your fate had been decided. This was the general line of belief in this village. Now we will see what really happened in the night. It was raining for 10 long hours in the village. A scorpion, having been forced to abandon his flooded hole, came to the poet's house for shelter and warmth. Once inside, it sat in a dark corner, but the poet's mother entered the room and accidentally made a false step on the scorpion and was stung in the toe. She screamed with pain, and the scorpion, which was aware of the brutality of the superstitious villagers, fled. Now, the theme. The theme of the poem is presented through an incident in which the poet's mother is bitten by a scorpion on rainy night. The villagers, on hearing of this unfortunate event, come to see her, praying to God and giving all kinds of justifications for her suffering. With their prayers and words, they try to console the victim. The victim's husband, who is otherwise a skeptic and a rationalist, also gives in to every curse and blessings. The poem shows how, when a critical situation arises, beings are always willing to help one another. The ordinary villagers show their simplicity and sympathy, though they are not of much help, and given into superstition and false belief, they try to help out. Now, the character in the poem are poet's mother, a little careless woman. She should not have gone into the kitchen without a lantern. The mother bears the pain and suffering for 20 hours, writhing in pain, and when she recovers, she is thankful that she was bitten and not her children, bringing out the maternal love of a mother for her children. Poet's father. The father is a logical and scientific in his thinking and does not believe in superstitions and blind belief. Yet, when his wife is bitten by the scorpion, he is anything but logical. He tries out every curse and blessing, every possible antidote. He summons the holy man to perform his rites and even pours paraffin on the bitten toe and ignites it. The mother suffers the bite of the scorpion. She groans and moans on the mat, twisting and turning in pain. As soon as the poison loses its effect, she thanks God for sparing her children. She epitomizes motherhood and, like a typical Indian mother, is selfless in her love for her children. The speaker watches helpless. The speaker's father, who was skeptic and rationalist, tried to save his wife by using powder, mixture, herbs, hybrid, and even by pouring a little paraffin upon the bitten to and put a match to it. This reflects to one of the village peasants saying, "May the sins of your previous birth be burned away tonight," which the father tries to do, not for burning her sins, but to burn away the poison residing inside the mother, which reflects her sins being atoned for. The scorpion. The third character is the scorpion, a wise creature. Probably it was advised by elders, son, if you happen to sting someone in the village, do not stay there or hide. The people here are mad, they will chase for you and find you and kill you because they believe that by stopping you, they can stop the movement of your poison in the victim's body. Universality, mother's love. It is a universal truth that a mother cannot tolerate the pain and suffering of her children. In the context of the poem, this is not exceptional because the poet's mother expresses her concern for her children just after the relief from the intense pain, which conveys an underlying gesture of unconditional motherly love. A sign of her prevailing love and affection for her children is shown when she thanks God that she was stung and not her children. It came from a religious background, and Nissim brought this poem trying to give the impression of anger, but also an underlying message of motherly love, along with a hint of culture and superstition. The poem has Indian background. The poem Night of the Scorpion is perhaps the most popular and most admired poem of Ezekiel. It depicts a common situation in rural India and juxtaposes the opposites for ironic contrasts which make it more effective. A picture of a religious village is created by what neighbors do to paralyze the scorpion. Buzz the name of God. The reason for this is that they believe that as the scorpion moves, his poison moves in the blood of the mother. It is also implied that they live in a caring, close-knit village by the fact that the neighbors feel welcome at all. The speaker is displeased by their arrival, comparing them to flies, unwanted and irritating, as they were veritably buzzed around the mother. They tried to provide reasons, and many relied on superstitions to guess what the problem was. The villagers tried to find the scorpion, but they couldn't. By saying, with candles and with lanterns throwing giant scorpion shadows on the sun-baked walls, the speaker is implying there is still evil haunting the house even after the scorpion had left the house. This could also be implying that the shadows of the various household utensils and other items are converted by the brain of the searchers into the shadow of a scorpion as to what they are looking for. Many things were tried to help relieve the mother's pain, but none worked. The speaker watches the vain holy man performing his deceptive incantations, but he cannot do anything to stop it. The peasants, finally, accepting the fate of the mother, try to put a positive spin on the situation by saying that even if the mother died, her next life, which is an Indian belief, would be less painful, as she atoning for her future sins by enduring this pain. After 20 hours, the poison loses its sting. Nizam Ezekiel's Night of the Scorpion thus presents a rural Indian village and its people, throwing light on their superstitions, temperament, and outlook on life, which were prevalent in the poet's time. Nevertheless, the poem shows the concern and unity of the village people. Therefore, the Night of the Scorpion is not only a depiction of an incident in the life of the poet's mother, but also an overall portrayal of rural India. Instinct for survival, a universal emotion. It had been raining hard for more than 10 hours. A scorpion, in its attempt to escape the fury of the rain, enters the poet's home and finds a safe shelter beneath a sack of rice. The instinct for survival had forced the poisonous creature to seek safer shelter. The room was dark, and as the mother tried to get some rice from the sack, the creature flashed its diabolic tail and stung the mother, discharging all its poison. The same instinct for survival that had brought the scorpion to the room now forced him to creep out into the rain, fearing death at the hands of the inmates, as if the creature was conscious of its diabolic act and thought of escaping the greater threat. The mother's painful cries at once brought in all neighbors. They are very anxious to provide relief to the mother and start chanting prayers. They have a strong faith in the efficacy of the prayers, which can paralyze or make the harm done by the insect ineffective and stop the poison from spreading. Many of them took out lanterns and candles and start searching for the poisonous insect, and in their search they clipped their lungs. These people believe that as long as the scorpion moves, the poison in mother's blood will also move and spread. They start chanting mantras to bring relief to the mother. They are supposed to be wise men who can exorcise the evil spirits by casting spells and magical incantation. Their wisdom is reflected on their faces. So, this instinct for survival is found not only in the scorpion but also in the mother. And the people try to make her survive. Any contrast between rationality and irrationality. The world of magic, superstition, irrationality, and blind faith is juxtaposed with the world of science. Skepticism, and rationality represented by the father who tries all sorts of powder, mixture, herbs, etc., in contradiction to the magic rituals being done by the poor neighbors. He even pours a little paraffin on the mother's stove and gives fire to it in order to burn the poison. The son, in complete silence, observes the efforts being made by both the sides. There is yet another set of wise people who console the mother by saying that her sufferings in this unreal world would reduce her suffering in the real world, that is, next life. Use of irony. The irony is that both the traditional, superstitious ways and modern scientific ways are equally futile and vain. The mother continues to suffer intense pain and agony for full 20 hours, after which the pain automatically subsides. The last lines of the poem are an ironic contrast to the measures taken by the neighbors and by the father. While all others were eager to bring quick relief to the suffering mother, The mother herself is more concerned for her children and does not think of her own self or her own suffering. She feels rather glad that the scorpion had bitten her and had spared her children. Thus, the fight highlights the self-effacing love of the Indian mother for her children. The last lines of the poem carry the irony, that is, the poet's mother expresses her gratitude to God for saving her children. The concern of the villager and poet's father seemed rather superficial when pitted against the heartfelt feelings of his mother. Now we will see the example of irony, the piece of understanding on each face. Skeptic, rationalist. Metaphor is evil one, giant scorpion shadows. Personification, diabolic tail. He risks the rain again. Flame feeding, tame. Simile, swarms of flies. Imagery, burst, sound imagery. Shadow imagery. Click theater, sound imagery. More candles and lanterns, smell imagery. Hyperbolis, 100 times. Alliteration, parting with his poison. He risks the rain again. Poison, purify, herb, hybrid, flame, feeding. More candle, more lantern, more neighbors, more incense. Thank you.